Hello everyone and welcome to yet another edition of Press the Action Button podcast on digital-delirium.com. This is episode 39 and with me this week is GameFace. How you been, GameFace?
Howdy folks, I can't believe I'm back here again. Although this is kind of my house, sort of, and stuff. Anyway.
Someone else's house that we're allowed to live in. Yeah, Ian again this week, so with us is Glitch. Say hi, Glitch.
Hi there. There's a lot of grooves on these microphones. 1, 2, 3, 6.
You know, the microphone can probably barely pick you up when you face it away from you like that. They're not meant to be used like that.
There are 6 grooves on this microphone.
But I'm studying it. In order to study things, you must look at them from far away.
And from all angles.
Yes.
Oh, I think to tell you.
Yeah.
We don't have too many topics this week. Again, kind of a slow news week, so we only got 4 topics once again this week. A little bit of an announcement for next week, though, is we probably won't have any topics at all because we'll probably be doing another episode with Jason.
Yes.
Or
yes,
Towel.
Right. I'm going to Allentown for work this upcoming weekend. I should be crashing with him for a day or two.
So we'll do we'll do a new episode with Towel. Looks like your microphone is barely picking you up.
What's that?
Looks like your microphone is barely picking you up. I mean,
it was.
You must have the one that Ian always got.
Oh yeah. No, I think it was mostly just because his voice doesn't carry. See, look, now it's picking it up.
Yeah, well,
sort of.
Hopefully it'll sound good on the sound wave. I don't want to have a repeat of that one week where I haven't published it yet, and I sent it off to my friend who said he can't do anything with it either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He tried, so... You know, I made an MP3 out of what exists of it and sent it to him, and he tried, so... I mean, that's all I can ask.
Maybe we just said something offensive.
We probably did, knowing us.
This looks kind of crappy. I mean, like, look, now mine's cutting out again. I think we should go back and check it, because this is looking really weird.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be... Yours does not seem to be picking up your voice very well.
No, it does sometimes, and then it doesn't. So, like, there.
Well, there you were speaking louder.
Okay.
So speak louder, then.
Okay, but it's kind of looks like it's cutting in and out. Our equipment sucks.
Yes, it does. My microphone and his microphone is picking us up a lot better than yours is you. Yeah, yawn. I'm pretty freaking tired myself. Been tired all week, and I can't seem to catch up on sleep, no matter how much sleep I get. Yes, slills.
Oh, sorry that I keep you guys up since I only work from 4 to 10 now.
It's cool.
Hey, I wasn't ragging on you. I just said I'm not usually really tired by now. I'm not used to it. But you guys want to crack open a beer?
Sure. That'll wake me up.
That never wakes you up. It puts you to sleep.
I've got the champagne and beers here today.
No, we have the champagne of beers here.
Champagne?
See,
we
didn't even announce what it is before you...
I thought we just did.
You said the champagne of beers. You didn't say anything else.
People knows what that is.
Miller High Life. Light.
Okay.
It's the wrong way, though. And I have no fingernails.
I think they should make a bottle opener, like for cans, like a can opener that's for soda/beer cans.
Or just some people.
There we go.
They're for science.
Science! Now we all kind of broke off on orbit there.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Beer's important for the podcast. You cannot podcast without beer. Damn it.
You cannot beercast without pod.
Yeah. This is Beercast. Beercast.
That's a good idea. You know, Paul was saying to me earlier that he could diversify our show. I don't know. Kevin Smith can do that because he's awesome, but we kind of have an agenda.
Oh.
Besides, even if we go off on tangents most of the time.
What would we diversify it with? It's a video game show.
I know.
It's about video games. That's what it's supposed to be about, anyway.
Yeah. I concur.
I try to drag it back on topics, so, I mean, why? Does he want to sit in on one and he...
Probably. You give that a try sometime with the podcast.
But the problem is, what would we do with his kid while we're podcasting?
Ooh, yeah. We had the kid on the podcast once. It was kind of a mistake.
Yeah, he stopped the podcast in the middle of it. That was a Super Bowl episode.
Mm-hmm.
Tits, swords, and Super Bizzle.
Yeah.
That's what we called it.
That was a funny episode. We had it playing on that TV the whole time.
Yeah, we made a mistake with that episode, though, because we recorded it all with the internal mic, which wound up recording everything all high-end and no low-end. So, I mean, it was harsh to listen to in its original format. There was no bass at all. And
that happened to us a while ago, that we plugged the microphone into the headphone jack, so we had no microphones the whole time. We just thought that we did.
yeah, that wasn't on purpose. We did that on accident.
Yeah.
What can we say except oops?
Well, I guess we could say...
Yeah, that works. Beer!
Or is that water?
You had to ask me whenever I was drinking it, didn't you?
Yeah.
By the way, one thing that pisses me off about animation, why is water always blue, never transcendent? Or translucent?
At least doing transparent things in pen and paper is not easy to pull off. Not easy to make it look good and convincing. Probably a large part of the why it's always been blue. Because, I mean, in more recent years,
it would just be gross.
In more recent years, it's you could probably get away with a lot easier in animation. I mean, look in the water in the Half-Life 2. It's clear, but well, some of it's clear, some of it's gross and unintentionally gross, and you go, oh God, I have to take a boat through this. This stuff is so gross. It's like slush. It's like someone snotted in the water and it just kind of fermented
it's not
there.
Even water, it's snotter.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Taping up my wire so it doesn't rattle around as much, see if it works better.
Okay. But in CG animation, which I'm not as big of a fan of CG animation quite often as I am of hand-drawn stuff. It's like they'd be able to do water clearer and that and easier.
There's just not enough hand-drawn stuff anymore. The CG can be good, but it's everywhere.
Well, I think you could
It's overdone.
Yeah.
You could probably blame Toy Story actually for that, since it became like a huge hit. They're like, oh, now we gotta make these kind of, we gotta make these 3D.
Cheaper than traditional animation.
Yeah, that is true. They can do it cheaper than traditional
Remember
animation.
Space Chimps? That movie that just kind of came and went out of nowhere.
Wasn't there a sequel to it?
I hope not. I haven't even heard a single review about it. That shows how popular that. I mean, I haven't even heard negative reviews about it.
Neither have I. No positive, no negative.
I just saw the poster for like a couple weeks at the local theater, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
I do remember actually a review of that. They were like, it's okay, but it's not for like the younger kids because they make a lot of adult jokes. Not as like, dirty, but as in like, are you David Bowie? Or that kind of stuff. Are you a Starman or whatever.
Oh, wow.
It was like, younger kids aren't going to get that.
For the parents to laugh at when they take their little kids, because I don't think if you're over... I mean, there's a lot of animated films that, like, you see the preview as an adult and you think, okay, that's actually going to be good. It didn't look like one of them. It looked like one of those things that if you were over 12, you wouldn't even think to go see.
Well, it doesn't even sound like... Doesn't even sound like one of them. I mean, Space Chimps. Who wants to go see Space Chimps? That sounds dumb.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I might know one worse. Space Fly.
Space Fly.
I was looking through my Netflix thing, and I found a few obscure films. My favorite one by far is probably, the Space Fly. I haven't seen it yet.
Wow.
But
Is it an animated movie?
Yeah, it's a 3D animated movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My parents went to go see Superfly when it came out in theaters, my mom and her friend thought it was a monster movie.
Wow. Naive much?
That's funny. Geez. Well, there was this really bad movie with like mutant beetles that I saw once. I saw a little bit of it. Drew Bag's mom rented it for her and his little brother, and it was terrible. It was live action, but they CGI'd in these retarded
Fish frogs?
retarded fish frog. Yeah, insects that were like N64 graphics, and it did not fit in at all.
Movies should use CGI as a tool. They should not create like entire things with the CGI, because when they do that, it usually tends to be distracting. I mean, when you see some scenes in Star Wars and you see that, like, the army of clones has their uniforms CGI'd onto them, and you sit there and you just shake your head. You're like, the CGI looks good, but Jesus Christ, why did you have to CGI that? You have shit tons of money. You could have gotten uniforms for them all. Come on.
Yeah, I did not even see that, honestly. I gotta watch that again, though.
That was in the scene where I really noticed it was in the third one, Revenge of the Sith.
One thing, it was actually not a very good movie, but had really good CGI. Beowulf.
That was 100% CGI, though, wasn't it?
And I didn't notice it. I didn't even realize it was CGI until about 15 minutes in. And the guy chugs a mug of mead, and it runs down his beard, and I went, did they just see... I caught myself right before I said, did they just CGI the mead spilling through his beard? Then I realized, oh wait, everything's CGI.
Yeah, they did the same kind of thing for that they did for 300.
Yeah. The movie was kind of lackluster, but it was... I don't know. It meant
300
well.
was better.
Yeah.
If I could just say a public service announcement here, two things. Well, one's unrelated to this, and the other is kind of related. I'll do the related one first. Never ever see, ever, just go with it. There's
I've never even heard of it.
It's the new Adam Sandler movie. It's a chick flick with Jennifer Aniston. It's awful. There's plot holes everywhere, and they bring up stuff that hasn't been established.
I want a real Adam Sandler movie, not a chick flick.
Dude, but get this. About throughout the entire movie, the main bad guy is this woman who's a rival of Jennifer Aniston's character.
The bad guy is a girl. No,
Yeah.
just playing. Anyway,
but yeah, he also goes. But the rival has a husband, played by Dave Matthews. And throughout the entire movie, he seems, like a regular straight guy. He always kisses the girl, and he always, tries to, hug her and try to get flirty with her as much as he can. Yet at the last 5 minutes of the movie, he all of a sudden, she says, "Oh, by the way, yeah, he's gay," and you see him like, "Oh my God, girlfriend, what you doing?" To a bunch of sailors, nonetheless.
of course.
It's just like it took me completely out of the movie. It's like there's so much crap that that a normal person would notice. That it's just not believable at all.
Wow.
Ironically, my mom loves it.
I guess you're supposed to just go with it. Maybe that's...
Boom.
Okay.
Okay.
And because of that, I'm going to move on to the second unrelated thing. Please tip your pizza men. Seriously, people. 1 cent is not enough.
I think the first time I tipped somebody, I actually over-tipped. Not to toot my own
I had a
horn.
pizza man deliver me pizza one time, and I gave him money, and I tried to give him a tip too, and I held out the money with the tip included, and he just stood there and stared at me and didn't take it, and I'm like, okay, so I took the tip out, and I tried to hand the money to him, and he just stood up there and stared at me some more, so I put the tip back in, and he eventually took the money without the tip, but I'm... walked away shaking his head like I did something wrong, and I'm sitting there going,
How much
What
of
just happened?
How much of a tip was it?
I don't remember. It was a good tip. It wasn't a. I wasn't tipping him anything bad.
like,
it
was
was
it over? Was it over 10%? You think?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's kind of like the bare minimum. I always try to do 20.
You should hand me the topics
What do we need topics for?
because this is a video game podcast.
Oh, by the
I don't
way,
see any video in.
by the way, I hate delivering to Harrisburg. No one past 3rd Street ever tips. Like,
Oh,
seriously,
really?
just today,
Have
I
you
had
seen
to-
Harrisburg? Like nobody in Harrisburg has any money.
past
Harrisburg
Second
sucks.
Street? Past Second Street, no. But anything before Second Street to the river, they actually have money. Go to the river. Seriously, I had that.
Because there's like large sections of Harrisburg that is nothing but a big ass ghetto. Honestly.
That's how he paid me.
Oh, wow.
He's like colored coins in here too.
There's like rainbow coins. Arcade tokens. I tipped a guy with casino tokens once.
There's arcade tokens in there. There's like poker chips.
I was like,
They're like plastic poker chips.
I was 18. I tipped a guy with casino
A
tokens.
couple of pogs.
Pogs. Remember Pogs? Well, now they're back in Pog form.
Okay, you guys want to get to the first topic?
Yeah.
Sure.
Gore Verbinski, the director of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, who was also proposed to be the director of the BioShock movie, explained why the movie fell through. He said there was no one that was willing to sign off on this movie as long as it was rated R, and he was not willing to make the movie if it was rated PG-13, which is what they were wanting. And that's a pretty good reason, because can you imagine BioShock as a PG-13?
They would have all the drill deaths off screen.
Town.
I mean, there's people shooting up full of some kind of drug-type thing that gives them powers. There's these big daddies that drill holes in people. There's this doctor that, like, does plastic surgeries on people and makes them horribly deformed. There are these crazy people running around killing everything they see. It would not work.
Actually, I saw this thing on a documentary on Netflix about how the rating system works. And did you know that?
It's retarded.
Huh?
It's basically retarded.
Yeah. Well, basically, what they do is that in case you want to like repeal, you don't want a PG-13, you want an R rating. So you would go to this panel, and basically they said, "Oh yeah, by the way, you can't reference other movies in your appeal." So like let's say something like Basic Instinct, that got an R rating because who was it again? Who's the one that showed her
Michelle
hoo-hoo?
Silverstone.
Yeah, Silverstone. Yeah, she showed her hoo-hoo.
She did.
You said hoo-hoo.
Which reminds me of a scene in you ever watch News Radio?
No, I haven't.
Oh. It was
Anyway.
a good show.
Anyway, so hoo-hoos.
Alright, yeah. But yeah, like, you can't show explicit scenes, but you can show provocative clothing. And there's actually a scene where, in a movie that eventually got canceled, there was a rape scene, and it was pivotal to the movie. Like, there was pretty much no plot if you didn't have that rape. And they're like, listen, you gotta cut this out, or we're gonna label it as NC-17.
Oh,
And they're like, well, what do you mean? I mean, you can't do anything with an NC-17 rating. There's like no movie out there. Go to any movie theater and ask them how many NC-17 movies they've actually shown in the lifetime of the movie theater.
2. I don't know. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that severely limits your market.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can't like reference other movies whenever you're trying to say I still want this R rating, but yet this movie did this and this, but my movie only does shows a boob for like 5 seconds, while this movie
I've heard there's like stupid stuff that'll make a movie rated R. Like If you
saying
say-
the word fuck.
No, if you say that, you can say that like twice, and if you say it a third time, then it's rated R, or maybe it's one, and then two. If you get kicked in, if somebody gets kicked in the head more than once, it's rated R, and that's why the only reason why Matrix was rated R, because there were more than one head kicks.
And also, I think the terms of how you say the words. Like, for example, if you say to someone, fuck you, that's okay. That's going to be in the PG-13 movie. But if you say, I'm going to fuck you, guess what? That's an R-rated
That
movie.
at least makes sense. I mean, kinda. I mean, the word itself. I mean, words aren't anything other than what you used them as, right?
Have you played BioShock?
Yeah, I played through 3 times. Both as evil, good, and medium.
Yeah, I played it, beat it, was underwhelmed by it, but there is no way in hell it would work as a PG-13 movie. It needs an R rating. I mean, it's intensely violent. There's a series of very, very good reasons why it has a mature rating on the box. And it would need a mature rating and something above PG-13 to be put in theaters.
Who's the freaky furry guy in the game?
I don't know. There were people that attack you wearing bunny masks. I know that.
Well, the one of the
We're playing with
bosses.
the little mouse joystick thing on your laptop. It looks cool. Usually,
I don't honestly remember.
But you know what I'm talking about, though, right? He was like a boss who was like really artsy and all that. Like he wanted you to take pictures of of the special dead splicers.
Oh, the guy that got the dead splicers and made art out of them or whatever.
Yeah.
I know who. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that
That's
guy.
messed up.
Yeah, the
I don't
game.
even know what you're talking about, but
The game is fucked up, dude.
still talking about Bioshock here.
Yes, I mean I saw its plot twist coming from a mile away, and I think that's largely because I knew something. You know, I started playing and I'm going, this is fucking System Shock 2. You just wait, it's gonna have System Shock 2's big plot twist, and then it did.
I've never played System Shock 2.
It's worth playing if you can get it to run on your computer. And the problem with getting
It
it to
doesn't
run
shock
on
your
your
system.
computer is
It'll shock
not that your computer is too old, but that the game itself is too old. It's like 1999. So getting it to run is kind of a pain in the ass on more modern Windows.
Well, I'm able to get.
Because it's not meant to run on like dual core systems and things like
Yeah,
that.
but you can usually run like DOS programs on newer computers.
It's not a DOS program, it's a Windows 95 program.
That's weird though. You think that it would be easy.
It's not.
Because I've run a lot of it. Archaic like antiquated software. I used to have a dual core computer, and I used to use Microsoft Works 1993 edition.
Well, I don't know exactly 100% why it's hard to run. I just know it's notoriously hard to run.
That's weird.
It and a whole lot of
It's pretty gay.
FMV games. Remember FMV games?
Kinda, yeah.
The full motion video like Night Trap. Yeah, Dark Star.
Oh, it's the cast
With
from
Joel from
It's the cast from Mystery Science Theater. This is going to be awesome. It was not awesome.
Did you watch
Um,
Spoonie's stand-up that he posted on his website?
Yeah,
It's fucking great.
The Spoonie one, Spoonicus Maximus, did a review. Review. That'll happen.
He did the stand-up
Yeah.
comedy at
Magfest.
Magfest,
It was
yeah.
funny.
You haven't even heard some of the better stuff, like when he's talking about the holodeck and playing video games with the holodeck on starships.
Oh yeah.
He's like, man, I wouldn't be the guy on the Enterprise. I'd be down on Earth going, man, this Final Fantasy 30 sucks. Recording a review of it.
I want him to show. I remember him saying there was a level on SWAT 4 that he didn't show on his original run. It was in a old folks home, and yeah, he was like, and basically the guy said, these old people are off their beds, so they will resist. So some of them will arrest. And he's like, they all resist arrest. So you see me macing and tasering all these old people. They're all saying, "Oh, my heart, my heart." And I wanted to show us that. That would make my day, my year.
Yeah.
Freaking his SWAT 4 series of videos, I loved. You're in my way, sir. He's like, God damn it, I hate you. I will punch you in the soul. Fucking great.
I want to do a whole show. I think this might be the next thing. I think I should be the critic, and just go around finding people who review stuff. Like, you ever look through like YouTube and you find people who try and make like a career, like reviewing things, and it's usually video games. And they just have no business doing it. I just want to tear their reviews apart. I think something like that already exists, but it would be funny. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I actually saw a 9th grader rip apart, quote unquote, rip apart Mega Man 9, saying that it's too hard and it sucks because it's too hard.
Was.
No, like,
Well, Mega Man 9 is brutally difficult, just like every other Mega Man game in the main series. Yeah, Rental Floss did like a 5-second review of it. He's just sitting in front of a camera, looking all angry. And he goes, "This shit is fucking hard!" And he walks off camera, and that's it.
It is hard. I still haven't finished it.
Was Mega Man 9 the first one that they did retro style?
Yeah.
Yes. I wish they would do one that was like Mega Man 8, where they use the modern technology to create a 2D side-scrolling game.
Oh.
It's like, that's what they did with the PlayStation 1.
Maybe Mega Man Universe is going to be like
Well,
that
to
or
be
something.
honest, even the retro ones had updated technology because the collision detection, everything was way superior to how it used to be.
And, actually it's kind of funny because they actually could show sprites that the NES couldn't, too.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't it only could show, like, 8 palettes of color.
Well, I'm not
Color
talking
limitations.
about like just a purely retro look and feel, though. I mean, make it a modern feel, but still side-scrolling, like Little Big Planet.
Well, actually, there is actually a Battle Network for the GameCube that is kind of like that, too, though.
I don't know anything about the Battle Network series.
Yeah, the only one that I think was good was on the... Because it actually did feel like a good old Mega Man game.
D-pad had that for Game Boy Advance.
Okay. Chris Evans, who will star in the upcoming Captain America movie, which looks pretty good, by the way.
Still can't beat Red Brown, even though he didn't do shit in it.
Even though those movies were boring as shit. Oh man, he's doing Rebuary. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, Chris Evans who stars in the upcoming Captain America flick, will also play the role in the tie-in video game from Sega. Now, Sega has a history of doing crappy tie-in video games like this. They did both Iron Mans, and both Iron Mans pretty much sucked. But Iron Mans, because the movie's called Iron Man, and there's 2 games. So, but it's not Iron Man because
I am defeated again. Continue.
But I kind of like this though when the actor doesn't see, oh, it's beneath me to do the video game. And sometimes you
Like
get
Tom
the act.
Cruise with Minority Report.
Oh, God. He wouldn't even lend his likeness to Minority Report, the video game. Spoonie wanted to do a review of it, but I don't think he ever got around to it.
I like the movie though.
Yeah, I did like the movie. The movie's good.
I saw that with the theaters.
I think I saw it in theaters as well, and then I bought it and showed it to my dad, and he's like, "That was really good."
I mean, I'm just an asshole, but I would like to just get one of those wooden balls that they get. Those like saying, "Oh, this guy's gonna kill this guy," and just chuck him at people.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like, this guy's gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
I killed him with the ball that said I was going to kill him.
I remember those things, yeah.
I threw it at him and he fell out a window.
Come on, tell me nobody wanted to throw them.
Funny story, I was on the highway today and there was a stopped truck and I had to slam on my brakes and I burnt some rubber and this little red painted metal chest that Mary put on the back of the back seat just went flying forward with the back of the passenger side chair. Like, if that had clocked someone in the head,
You would have had
that would have been
Mythbusters
the
written all over it.
funniest thing that happened like all week. But
It's kind of cool to see him doing this, even though the game probably won't be all that good. Here's hoping the game won't suck, but how often do movie tie-in games not suck?
4.
Rare. But they should have let Capcom do it. They already have his likeness. Captain America likeness, anyway.
Yeah, in Marvel vs. Capcom,
Yeah.
which I want to play the new one. It looks awesome. I'm not even big on fighters, and I want to play it.
My team would probably be Beautiful Joe, Mega Man, and Okami.
Why hasn't Smash Brothers ever gotten Mega Man? What the hell?
They got Sonic. I think that's really their limit for at least that right now.
They need to get Mega Man. I mean, that's like the one character that
They have any
that
Capcom
fans have been
characters?
harping for since the first one. You know.
Well,
Do they have any Capcom characters?
Well, if they are going to get a Mega Man, he would probably be a clone of Samus, though, because they both do charge their shots as well.
If they got Mega Man, though, they could get Zero, and that would be awesome, because Zero is the man.
Yeah.
I thought Zero was a chick the first time I played Mega Man X.
Blasphemer.
Blasphemer.
Actually, no, I kind of did. I had Mega Man X5. Like, that was my first Mega Man game I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
Was that one of the ones that was for the PlayStation 1?
It was hilarious. The cutscenes were like, oh wow! I gotta show you one of those cutscenes after this.
Well, I've seen the Mega Man 8 cutscenes. Those are pretty funny.
Yeah, but you haven't seen Bad until you've seen Mega Man X5. It's like,
Well, I don't know. I've seen the cutscenes from the live-action cutscenes from the original Resident Evil, and those are pretty damn funny.
no, but look, here's the line. Here's the line. I'm not kidding. I'm actually think I might be better acting than those guys in the X5 videos. Like, we will find a new generation to live and prosper. Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Yeah, it sounds like it could have come straight out of the first Resident Evil.
No, but it's like great because after he does that speech, you can hear the army kind of going like a Monty Python. Yay! It was great.
I'm actually really looking forward to the movie, the new Captain America movie. I think it looks pretty good, and considering we've had 3 crappy Captain America movies, it would be about fucking time one of them
Captain
didn't
Americas.
suck. You know.
Yeah.
Although you have to love,
Chester Rumble.
you have to love in the early '90s Captain America, where they're about to shake hands and that guy just pulls out a gun and goes, "Yo, Hitler!" and shoots him.
That's true trolling right there.
I have
It's
to see
fucking
that.
random, out of nowhere. He's just like, "Yo, Hitler!" You're like, where did that come from?
Okay, now I'm waiting for a GIF for someone to do that now. You know, almost do the handshake and then have the troll face appear on the guy. It's like, I'm Hitler. Yeah.
I don't get it. Anyway, moving on.
And then Captain America kept stealing people's cars in that movie.
Because he's a boss.
Like a boss.
Yeah, he is a boss. What time are we at? 35?
55.
Sony has begun to permanently ban hackers and people who have jailbroken their PlayStation 3s from the PlayStation Network. Considering I've played for many years against many people who've used hacks in online video games, I don't have a problem with this because I play fair, and I expect other people to play fair, and they don't, and it pisses me off.
Mm-hmm. That can't possibly be fun. I mean, maybe for the skill of the hack, but actually playing with it, I mean, it seems like once like the novelty of like, oh wow, I did this, I manipulated the system is worn off, it'd be like, well, yeah, I'm the best player on the grid.
There are some some hacks you can download for it that I understand getting them. Like, I have a unofficial patch for my copies of Fallout 1 and 2 for PC that ups their resolution to a much higher resolution. It makes the game look sharper, and that's all it does. And I don't have a problem with people having something like that, but if you're going to have something that lets you cheat and win easier, that's not fair to the other people you're playing against. And that is what Sony is trying to fight against with this. And a whole bunch of people are bitching about the jailbreaking the PlayStation 3s because they use it to install Linux to their machines. But the problem is for every person that uses it for that specific purpose, there are many other people that use it to cheat in online video games. And if you want to be pissed off at someone for this, don't be pissed off at Sony. Be pissed off at the person who's cheating online.
Punch him in the suck. It's so hardcore.
Yeah, I've actually played a few games on Xbox Live with Modern Warfare 2 and Bad Company 2 and all that, and I've noticed a lot of things. Like, they always play the snipers. Like, all the cheaters always play the snipers. So, like, they can just go. They can call it self and saying like, "No, I'm not cheating. I'm just that damn good because I'm a sniper, bitch."
Oh, yeah, so they have an alibi.
Yeah.
They have an alibi.
So they're like nowhere near you when they kill you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotta say this.
I mean, like, if I were cheating somehow, I would run right up to the guy and I'd be like, "Garbage day!" Bam! That would be funny.
I don't understand cheating at all, because, I mean, if I'm going to get good at a game, it's going to be through practice and skill, but because I enjoy playing the game itself, it isn't going to be through some artificial enhancement that'll make my stats look better. I don't give a fuck about my stats. I care about having fun.
Yeah, because about 6 months it really won't matter anyways.
Yeah.
All the people with absolutely no lives who have nothing better to do than sit there and play Modern Warfare 2 for 10 hours a day are going to do that, and then they're going to have so many goddamn kills that you'll never catch up.
Mm-hmm. Schmeggin.
Just from the sheer fact that they played all day, every day.
The only advantage I can see that actually would benefit for cheating is just like a visual patch. For example, instead of having like in Modern Warfare 2, instead of having like all the uniforms be like gray or whatever, make them like hot pink with like tie-dye or something. Like,
Yeah, humorous patches and
Call that the Eddie
hacks
Izzard
are
patch.
for pure humor purposes that don't affect the actual gameplay. That's
Donkey
one
Kong
thing.
mode.
I mean, if you want to create a hack that does big head mode for humor purposes, I'm fine with that, but it doesn't affect the game. But, well, actually in shooters it might. But everybody has that advantage, you know, because everybody will see the bigger heads.
yeah. Well, if you're gonna cheat, give it to everyone so everyone can have at least a good time or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just to yourself, because then that just selfish.
Candy hats. Right?
I haven't. Was that in English?
Handicaps. I call them candy hats. Because it sounds DTD. This DTD smells like DTD.
Yeah, cheaters suck. And I've actually, quit playing online games for extended periods of time in the past just because I got so fed up with the constant cheating. I mean, I went back and I started playing StarCraft again, a couple years ago, right? I started playing that online. Every single game, literally. If I was facing off against the computer or if I was facing off against humans, it didn't matter. My teammate would backstab me. Every single game.
Wow.
And it drove me insane. And I said, fuck this. Because I don't backstab. If you're my teammate, I'm going to either win by your side or lose by your side and not unfriend you if I win and then attack you. So
Yeah, that's just as bad as cheating. Like, just I remember playing Bad Company 2, and I'm in the stationary rocket launcher. I look over and I'm trying to aim for this tank here, and all of a sudden one of my guys just kind of steps right in front of the viewfinder. And I'm like, dude, okay, get away! I'm trying to save our asses here.
He goes, Charlie Murphy! Smacked him.
Close. I stabbed him because he kept on staying in the way. So yeah, he stopped after that. He's like, oh, fuck. But, yeah, it's like that really ruined the game. Especially like, when you're really close to losing, and then, all of a sudden they just take away all your score and all that.
That's really why it's best to have like a circle with friends or whatever that you play with these specific people, because these specific people are not going to cheat,
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. Unfortunately, that's not the easiest way to do it, or anything close to the easiest way to do it. The easiest way to do it is just click on a quick match and get the matchmaking to take you right into a game.
Yeah. Or just go into a forum and check to see who else wants to play around at the same time. But
yeah. Even then, you might wind up
smaller, closer-knit online gaming communities where it's more the equivalent of calling people on the phone. It's like a few people range outside the game.
But you're forgetting the internet is mostly made out of 14-year-olds.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you would at least know,
with high-pitched voices.
I'm not drafting you anymore.
With high-pitched voices, and they tried to hide their lack of maturity by cursing with every other word, and by throwing racial slurs at you. And it's embarrassing. It doesn't work. That does not hide your lack of maturity at all.
I got called a nigga so many times in a game of Modern Warfare once. I just
12-year-old on the street because I went like too close to him. I was like 15, 12. Started drawing times at me. It was funny.
Yeah, I've been called the exact same thing. Like, because I'll be kicking some guy's ass or whatever on like Resistance, or I'll be doing pretty well, or some guy will not. I'll be like, one of my favorite game types to do in Resistance is the co-op. In Resistance 2 is the co-op mode, which you select from one of 3 classes, and then you play as that class, and you gain experience and level up to get new equipment and items and stuff, and weapons. And there was this one guy one time that I was playing a medic, and when I'm playing a medic, I throw ammo and health all over the place. Because that replenishes my gun, my own weapon, my own gun, very, very quickly. And I heal a whole bunch, too. And this one guy's like, you don't throw ammo enough. And I'm sitting there looking around me. There's like 6 things I've thrown on the ground of ammo. And I'm like, fucking pick it up. He's like, screw you. And he started throwing racial slurs at me. And I was like, fuck off. It's there. I throw it on the ground. It's everywhere.
That's one thing I like about playing Battlefield games more than Modern Warfare, though. I love playing Medic because, I actually get compliments for saying, "Hey man, thanks for reminding me," or "Thanks for trying to thanks for saving my ass through all this," and all that kind of stuff. Now, one time I actually decided to, heal a guy, resurrect him from the dead, and he goes, "Yeah, I was trying to change classes, you asshole." And
how the heck was I supposed to know that?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, I'm a mind reader, or, I can just look over at your stats and say, oh, he likes this, I'm not going to take like 5 minutes to check your profile, dude. I'm here
not in the middle of a game. It'd be stupid. That while you're checking your profile, your character is standing there, and your character is going to get shot, because people aren't going to go, hey, wait a minute, he must be just standing there right now, he must be in the profile. They'll be like, hey, free kill! Yeah. Awesome!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mike Patton, the singer of Faith No More, Mr. Bungle and Phantomos
Bungle.
will reprise his role as the Darkness in the upcoming sequel to the game of the same name. Did you play the first Darkness?
I've heard a lot about it.
It's really worth playing, especially now that it's like $10. The shooting mechanics are not that great, but the story is excellent and very much worth playing through. And the animations, especially the animations of the, because you have like these two snake head tentacle type things that are coming out from you, and they can pick enemies up and throw them around, and
Kinky.
they can dive into the chest and eat the heart and stuff. And you gain power by consuming enemy hearts, and they'll fight with each other and stuff like that, and just kind of like bickering siblings or something. And it's kind of funny to watch, but the story is actually worth playing through. Shooting mechanics aren't all that great, but darkness powers are cool, and it's fun, and it's got some great bits of humor. And it has a genius thing where it covers up loading scenes with narration, where the main character is narrating about past experience in his life. So you get, while you're watching the game load, you're not just sitting there staring at a static screen that says load. You're watching this animation of the main character going into detail, getting further information on his backstory. And he tells you some irrelevant shit, but still, it helps to deepen the character. Like, he's talking about, quote-unquote, his first kiss, and he ends this story with, she moved her hips in and it broke my sunglasses. Think about that. He's talking about kissing her on the lips. And then he finished the story off with that. I'm like, that is fucking funny. That's funny. I like that.
Some crappy sunglasses now. Who does that while wearing shades? That's weird.
That's when you know you're a boss.
Like a boss.
Well, he was probably 14 or 15 at the time. So.
Or maybe he decided to listen to the song "I Wear My Sunglasses" and
you had to pull that card.
That song sucks. But it's actually like a weird, like, inner demon story combined with a gangster story. So it's got a very unique and extremely dark feel to it. And there's one particular moment in the story where I just sat there, like, jaw just dropped for the entire thing, going, holy shit, I can't believe I just sat here and watched that happen.
I take it you're not going to spoil it?
No, I'm not going to spoil it. Not when I'm sitting here telling him that he should play it, and it's cheap, and for $10 you could pick it up, and it's worth your while for that little.
What system?
It's for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, probably for the PC as well. And this one will come to that. And Mike Patton did put in a good performance as the Darkness, so I'm really looking forward to the Darkness too. I'm looking forward to the continuation of the story and whatever's going to happen next, because I like the story, I like the character.
I don't know. I just don't think Rockstar should be voice actors, because in Bionic Commando, the guys who...
So, you didn't like all the rock stars that were voice actors in
Brutal Legend?
Brutal Legend?
Well, no, because they were alright, because they were playing themselves, so it's okay. But if you're playing a character that, pretty much has nothing to do with you...
Well, Lita Ford wasn't really playing herself.
She was playing something that she knew that she could connect to, but whatever.
Well, she did a good job, though, as Ophelia.
Yeah. But yeah, back to Bionic Commando. There's a rock star, I can't remember his name right now, but he was the singer for a band, like a really popular, Taking Back Sunday. I don't know, I can't remember his name or something like that, but yeah.
I hesitate to call that rock or music, but okay.
Yeah, get this. They actually decided to make him the Bionic Commando. And I'm
Brad
baffled
Spencer?
by this. Yeah, Brad Spencer. And I'm just kind of mad because one, they gave him cornrows as his hair. he needs red, spiky hair.
Well, hey, it could be more, and it could be like how insulting all the Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy fans were when they're like, Lance Bass. Yeah, that's Sephiroth.
Oh, wow. For real?
Yes, for real.
He's just so... He's not engaging at all. Like, oh, there's actually a funny line that they actually put into the game. Whenever you're fighting this giant worm enemy boss, and you're like, okay, listen, you need to go to this temple right here. But we're catching, we're seeing a lot of seismic activity in the area, so be careful. And all of a sudden, like, not 3 seconds later, you see a giant worm come out of the hole, and it's like, ah, crap. And then the guy on the radio's like, okay, Rad, listen, the line's supposed to be, listen, you gotta fight it. Yeah, and Rad's supposed to like, alright, you got it, man. And then, but on after you fight him for a lot of times and you lose a lot, they finally decide to give you a break by saying, listen, you gotta fuck it. and then Rasmus is like, oh, what?
Oh, man. But Mike Patton actually does do a good job at the darkness. I mean, he sounds evil and creepy and everything you expect from this inner demon manifesting type thing. And it's actually, like, probably the most standout performance in that game, and by and large, the voice acting in that game is pretty darn good.
Isn't the story about, how a young, obviously, who's the one girl in the Addams family? The daughter who's always torturing the fat brother? Wednesday, the Wednesday looked like, always, is getting bitched out by his uncle, the mob guy or something.
Well, his uncle, both him and his uncle were like part of the mob, and his uncle wants to go into drug trade, and he doesn't want to because he wants to avoid that whole debacle. He thinks that no good can come from that, and they disagree. So he decides his nephew's got to go and tries to kill him, and then you're trying to hunt him down, and you run across the darkness, and you get all these powers, and it goes into the history and takes you back to World War I at one point, where you meet like an ancestor that also had the darkness. And
was it also based on a comic book?
Yes, it was based on a comic book. I haven't read the comic book, but I've heard very, very good things about it. You look annoyed. So am I. Well, we should be wrapping this up fairly soon.
It's about that time of the evening.
Alright.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend seeking out a copy of The Darkness. It won't be expensive by this point, but it is worth playing. Definitely worth playing, especially for the cheap price. You'll get like a good 10 hours. And I'll tell you how to get yourself an easy achievement in that. When you are at your girlfriend's apartment, stay with her after the phone rings, and you'll get an achievement for it that's like, real men always stay with their girls, or something like that. Because I stayed with her, and then it popped that up. I was playing the PlayStation 3 version, so it didn't mean anything at the time because there weren't trophies for it in 2007.
Oh, wow.
But it came up with that, and I was like, damn right they do. We should wrap this up. It looks like Alex is falling asleep on us over here.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
So, and it's been close to an hour, so you want to say goodbye to the good people.
Night, folks. See you next week.
How about you, Glitch? You want to say goodbye to the good people?
Everybody get some sleep. Now.
Oh, you sound excited there to quit the podcast.
I've got 3 jobs tomorrow. I don't think I have any excitement left in me.
I'm
No.
3. I thought you had 2.
I got a 3rd one. I
Damn.
work at FedEx, Papa John's, and Jimmy John's now.
Oh, geez.
And you have all 3 of them tomorrow?
Yeah.
How many hours is that going to be?
Let's see. 4 hours at FedEx, 2 hours at Jimmy John's, and then another 4 hours at Papa John's.
Oh, 10 hours.
Yeah.
You'll be able to do that okay. It'll just be tiresome.
Yeah, but let's not forget that doesn't include all the downtime of running around in between jobs.
Yeah,
I did the 2 jobs thing for a while.
it sucked. I remember you were always complaining about how much it sucked. Anyway, yeah, this has been Joystick on another edition of Press the Action Button podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week will be our 40th, which means we are 10 away from 50, and I want some suggestions from y'all on what to do for the 50th episode, because I don't have any ideas for right now, and I want to know what people who listen to the show would think. And we will talk to you guys next week on Press the Action Button podcast on digital-delirium.com. Goodbye, everyone.
Over and out.
These things look like concerto sticks.
What?
Like mics.
Yeah.
Just quit.
A little bit.
Stop.